What's up, guys? Bro, I've been gone for a minute, bro. But it's your boy Dark Sage, bro. Back with another vid, bro. I know I dropped the intro, but had to pick it back up. I'm back with another video, bro. Damn, bro. It's nostalgic. I know I just came back like a few weeks ago, but nah, that wasn't like a real comeback. But this one, this really a comeback, bro. I missed making whatever, so I'm not gonna lie to y'all, bro. But I just ain't had the time to do it for real. Between playing sports and school, bro, I ain't had the time. But look, that don't matter. Look, today we finna be seeing whatever deku was the forgotten Saiyan. This is gonna be part 1. Alright, let's get into the video. Izuku Midoriya was born with black hair, pure black hair, and a tail. He was in some type of space pod. We could see his parents, but not only his parents, but another group of parents. It was 4 people in total. Bardock, Gine, and we'll just name Deku's parents. I don't know. Kevin and Kale, yeah, them. Kevin and Kale, as well as Gine and Bardock. Well, they were sending their kids off because, well, Frieza was going to destroy the planet. And they knew this. So Bardock told Kevin and Kel that this would be happening and that they should send baby Izuku away from the planet. And they took up his offer and thanked him. So they were sending their children away to a far away planet called Earth. And they would say their goodbyes, and both the families would send their child away. During the time that Goku and Izuku spent flying through space, a rift would open up. Goku and Izuku's pods would crash into each other, and Izuku would be sucked into the rift. Goku would go on to make it to Earth and live the same life he lived in, well, the canon Dragon Ball. But that would be a lot different for Izuku. The life he was supposed to live was supposed to be a life of adventure and fun and interesting things happening. But instead, Izuku lived a life of pain, a life of suffering, a life that his parents wouldn't have wanted him to go through. We see Izuku in the hands of what looks to be a green-haired woman. Izuku is, well, he's a baby. And the woman is talking to what seems to be All Might. She's talking to All Might. She says, "Toshinori, do we really have to bring this kid in? You know, we can barely afford Izumi as it stands." And Toshinori says, "Well, I mean, I didn't want to, but I couldn't just leave a baby out there. And, you know, I don't think an orphanage would be the best thing. So we might as well have taken him in and loved and cared for him. I mean, I don't see a problem with it." She was like, yeah, whatever. Just make sure that, you know, Izumi's our first priority." And Toshinori would say always. She would take baby Izuku and put him in a crib next to Izumi. Now, off rip, something was wrong. Izumi's crib was a normal baby's crib. But Izuku's crib was falling apart. It had rotten wood, and the mattress inside of the crib was stained and dirty. Now, these two would go on to live very different lives, which is very interesting because Toshinori was supposed to be the number one hero, the symbol of peace. Yet he treats young Izuku, he's going to treat young Izuku so terrible. It's funny to me. Really, it is. We're gonna time skip 4 years. 4 whole years. And Izuku and Izumi are at the quirk doctor. Mom, what do you think my quirk is gonna be? Izumi would say. Well, Izumi, I really don't know. But I hope it's strong because I want you to be the next number one hero, like your father. And Izuku would be quiet, eerily quiet. And Izumi would look over at Izuku and scoff. Why are you so quiet? You're weird. Izuku would look at her and he would say, shut up, why are you talking to me? And this is when Inko would say, what did you say to my daughter? Now, Izuku knowing that Inko has been treating him a lot different than Izumi. He picked up on that a few weeks ago. He never really noticed before, but he started to notice the favoritism Inko was showing towards Izumi, and it kind of bothered him. But back to the car situation. Your daughter, Mom, you said that like I'm not a part of your family. Well, I mean, never mind. Just shut up, Izuku. As Izuku would face forward, as Izumi would stick her tongue out at Izuku, they would eventually make it to the quirk doctor, where Izuku would be pronounced Quirkless. Izuku's eyes would widen. He was Quirkless. Izuku had plans to escape his family because he knew they weren't going to treat him right, but where would he go now that he was Quirkless? What could he do? Izuku would look up at his mom with tears in his eyes, a broken face, a broken smile, as he'd say, Mom, I'm Quirkless. She'd say, and? I wasn't expecting much of you anyways. Typical. As she would look at the quirk doctor to see what Izumi's quirk was. The quirk doctor would say Izumi had an extraordinarily strong telekinesis quirk. And Inko would go on to praise Izumi and degrade Izuku in front of the doctor. The doctor wouldn't say anything though. But this would seem to make Izuku a bit frustrated. And to nobody's knowledge, Izuku's eyes, they flashed red. And his hair trembled a bit. Izuku would feel pain in his heart for the first time ever. True pain. a true feeling of rage. And he liked it. Izuku liked it. Now, this was a very foreign feeling to Izuku, so he didn't quite know how to get it back. But once it died down, Izuku was once again sad. He didn't know his place in the world, honestly. He didn't know what he was to do. Izuku would roughly grab, not Izuku, Inko would roughly grab Izuku's hand and yank him along as she carried Izumi out of the quirk doctor's office. And she would take them home, where she would tell Toshinori that Izuku was quirkless, terribly quirkless. And the next days of Izuku's home life, not days, but years. The next years of Izuku's home life and schooling life would be, for lack of a better word, hell. Izuku was beaten repeatedly at school. It was so bad to the point where he was coming home with missing teeth, broken ribs, broken bones. But they never took him to the doctor because Izuku would always heal very fast, which is something his parents were confused on, but they never batted an eye on it. They didn't even think of it to be a court, because why would they? They had no faith in Izuku to begin with. But not only would he be beaten at school, but Toshinori, he was a very aggressive man. He knew he would have to retire in a few years, but this was frustrating him. And to take out his frustration, every time Izuku made a minor mess up or messed up in anything, he would beat him for it. He would take his anger out on Izuku, stomping his head into the ground, punching him repeatedly in the face, dumping hot water on him, piercing his skin with knives, cracking beer bottles over his head, and all while Inko, she didn't do anything about it. She simply watched and had a smile on her face the whole time. She decided that she wasn't going to feed Izuku, which left Izuku malnourished. And all of this time, Izuku, he wouldn't do anything. He couldn't do anything. Izuku was broken. Ever since the day that Izuku was pronounced quirkless, he really stopped talking. Izuku was now 14 and in 8th grade. Izuku wants to go to UA, but he knows that if he goes, his parents, for one, had the power to pull him out. And, he would just be made fun of. But he was still going to try to get into UA. So when the teacher came around and asked everybody what they wanted to be, everyone said heroes, including Izumi and Bakugo. Fucking Bakugo. Izuku was beaten by Bakugo, which is why he thinks that Bakugo will always be nothing but a villain. In his eyes, at least. In everybody else's eyes, including Izumi's. He was gonna be one of the greatest heroes. Wait. How could my sister do something like that? Yeah, that's right. Izuku, well, he was ashamed, honestly. I would be too if my sister was dating Bakugo. And that nigga was beating the shit out of me, but, you know, that's her provocative, I guess. I can't really do shit about that. But, yeah. She was dating Bakugo. And she enabled the bullying against Izuku, which only pissed him off more. But once this question went to those two, what they wanted to be, Bakugo would go on a rant on how everybody in the class was trash, especially Izuku, who he said should kill himself in front of the whole class, and they all laughed at him. And Izumi, she sat there and laughed as she said she wanted to be one of the best heroes ever. The question would then roll around to Izuku, who would say, well, I want to be a hero. I want to save people. I want people to never be able to go through the pain that I went through. Or am going through, at least. As everybody would look at Izuku, the class would go quiet. And 5 seconds at least would go by as they would all laugh at Izuku. Laughter filled the classroom. Izuku looked around, and for a second, he felt as if he was the only one in the classroom. He could hear all the laughs, all the taunts, everything. He was in his mind. Should I really do it? Nobody believes in me. Not even my own parents. Do they hate me? Just because I'm quirkless? Isn't that something? Isn't that truly pitiful? Is my life that meaningless? As Izuku would be snapped out of his thoughts as an explosion would rock his desk. Listen here, Deku. Don't you dare think about signing up for UA. Me and Izumi will be the only two to make it out of this shitty school and go to UA. You are nothing. You will always be nothing. As he would point his hand towards Izuku's face, and Izuku would see sparks as an explosion would go off, as the teacher wouldn't do anything. As Izuku was blown back, his head would hit the wall as it would begin bleeding, as all the kids would laugh, as Izuku would sit there with his head down. Izumi would pick his head up and force him to look at her with her telekinesis quirk, and she would look him dead in the eye and say, Izuku, you will always be nothing. You're secondhand to me, even to our parents. They don't love you, Izuku. I don't love you, Izuku. Get that through your head. You are nothing and will remain to be nothing for the rest of your life. As she would smile at him and walk away. Oh, and by the way, nobody would miss you if you killed yourself. So, I recommend you do it and try to hope that you get a quirk in your next life. As Izuku's hope for any type of future would be crushed right there on the spot. As we would skip to the end of class, Bakugo and Izumi would take Izuku's book bag, as Izuku would just look at them, as he had quirk analysis in his book bag, but he wouldn't even try to get it back because he knew they would beat him. As they would look at Izuku and laugh as Bakugo would blow Izuku's backpack up, and Izumi would throw it out the window with her telekinesis as they would walk out of the classroom laughing. Izuku, on the other hand, was broken. He was embarrassed. He felt terrible. Were they right? Were they truly right about me? Am I nothing? Will I always be nothing? As Izuku was thinking this, as he was walking up his school stairs, he would finally reach the top, as he would come to the conclusion that they were right. He was nothing. As he would open the door to the school's roof, as he would walk over to the ledge, Izuku would take off his shoes and leave them on the school's, rooftop, as he would climb up to the ledge, as he would overlook the entire city from where he was. Izuku would say, if I'm nothing, and nobody really cares about me, I guess I'll see who misses me from heaven. As Izuku would throw himself off the building, Izuku would be lying there, falling. It was like he was falling slow, though. Izuku's body was piercing the air, but to him it felt slow. It gave him time to think about everything. Think about all the times that he was beaten, cursed at, embarrassed, made a fool of, starved, pierced, everything. And once again, his eyes would turn red. But unlike the last time, Izuku's hair, it didn't turn yellow or flash yellow. His hair turned a dark red. Not like Super Saiyan God red, like darker than that. His hair was crimson almost. Velvet. The same color as red velvet cake. It was deep red, blood red. And Izuku's eyes were slit as seconds before his head hit the ground, his whole body stopped. As Izuku had a tail, but it was cut off in the collision between him and Kakarot. Like, yeah, we're just gonna say that because I do not need a great ape Izuku in this, whatever. So, yeah. Izuku, he would be standing up and he would feel this power surging through his veins. He would say, Jesus, is this my quirk? Do I finally have a quirk? As there would be kids walking out of the school, as they would look and they would say, hey, is that Izuku? As they would run over to try to bully him. Is that red hair? Hey, Deku. What the hell made you dye your hair red? You're still ugly as shit. As before the bully could get the words out, Izuku would have stuck his hand through the bully's chest. As he would have looked at the bully with red, slitted demon eyes. They were dead, though. It was like they didn't want to live, but they were living out of pure frustration. as Izuku would grip the boy's heart, as he'd say, I could kill you now, but I want to be a hero. As he ripped his hand out of the boy's chest and let him drop to the ground. This would scare the boy's friend away, as he'd run away, leaving the boy there to bleed out. As Izuku would walk away. Guys, I'm getting tired, so I'm gonna leave it off there. Hope y'all enjoyed the video, and you already know your boy's back. But yo, let's go ahead and get the hell up out of here and go to sleep, y'all. Go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll probably make a part 2 in like a day or 2 or a few days. I'm not gonna promise y'all anything because I do be busy, but a few days y'all definitely got a part 2, and leave me suggestions on whatever y'all want me to do in the comments, because low-key I really am trying to make a comeback. Man, I didn't disrespected y'all niggas for too long, bro. I got y'all, bro. I promise I got y'all. Have I ever lied to y'all niggas before, bro? Let me get the fuck up out of here, bro. Alright, y'all. Peace.